and a very warm welcome to this, the 12th edition of the Eurodis Black Pearl Awards 2023. My name is Carrie Grant, and it's my great pleasure to be back at the Black Pearl Awards 2023. This is, as I said earlier, my 6th edition in a row, and it's super exciting to be back in the room, isn't it? And not just online from my front room, quite frankly. As you can see, that from the first time, I'm not going to be doing this award ceremony on my own. I'd like to introduce you to my very lovely husband, the lovely David Grant. Right, David, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is David Grant. I have been at the Black Pearl Awards for the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, I'm standing.
6 years.
6 years. Yeah, well, 4 of them, 3 of them in Brussels, 2 of them...
Eating lovely food.
Eating lovely food. 2 of them to the world from our house, while Carrie was... they created a studio in a room and I wasn't allowed to go in there. So I had to sit outside with a glass to the door eating popcorn. But now I have the great good fortune and privilege of being back in the room with my lovely wife. You look fantastic, by the way.
That's you.
Okay. Now, thank you, really, for after so many years of sitting and watching. This is just marvelous to be here. Now, here in Brussels, we are reaching out to the world. We're reaching out online. The online hasn't stopped. And we have some messages that have hopefully been coming in, and we're going to be reading them to you. And if they're not in there yet, then we will be reading them to you a little later. But I have somewhere, I know, an iPad that I'm going to be reading them off. I think I may have left it under a chair somewhere, but I'm going to be finding it and reading you the messages.
Thank you, David. Now, if you were with us last year, you must remember that one of the most fun features of the event was our customizable photo booth. Does everyone remember that? Yeah. Now, people from in the room can access this via the link or the QR code appearing on the screens now. You got that? Fantastic, yeah. And if you are at home, you can do it via the direct link in the chat. Alan, from our production team, would you like to show us what this looks like? Yes, so Alan is showing us you can add stars like the Black Pearl Awards logo. You can, processing your photo, Alan, and then it will go up onto social media should you want to post it.
You should post it. All you have to do if you're putting it on your favorite social media is to put hashtag Eurodis Award 2023. As you can see, you can add stickers, you can add frames, you can add anything to your photo and post it on your favorite social media platform with hashtag Eurodis Awards 2023. We'll go through all the photos with the hashtag, and we're going to show a couple of them on the screens later in the ceremony.
So do get on social media and make sure that you join in the fun with our guests that are online. Thank you, David. And to those of you who've already submitted a photo, thank you very much. We have a packed and exciting programme for you this evening, so let's get started. It's now my pleasure to welcome on stage the new president of the Board of the Directors of Eurodis, Avril Daly. Welcome, Avril. Now, earlier in rehearsal, Avril didn't want me to say all of this because she's very bashful and shy, but I'm going to say it anyway. After serving as Eurodis Vice President for many years, Avril became acting president last June and then president in November. Avril, you are therefore the perfect person to lead Eurodis into a new phase. You're not a stranger to the Black Pearl Awards either, having attended and delivered several speeches during the past editions with messages. What message would you like to convey to our audience online and in the room this evening, Avril?
I think the message that I would convey is, first of all, Irish people are very shy. That might be a shock. But no, I think the message is, when we're all back in the room and you look around like this, you think it's really about collaboration and persevering through challenges. And I think we all know what can be achieved. I think we've all been witness to that over the past couple of years, because it's certainly been an interesting couple of years for all of us. So on behalf of Eurordis, Rare Disease Europe, I am honoured to welcome you all here this evening to the 12th Black Pearl Awards in this new venue. And a very big crowd we have here tonight, 260 people, I believe, in the room, and many online. And I think that's the biggest ever. Yet it feels, I don't know about you, Carrie, but I think it feels quite intimate here tonight. So while we are delighted to be back in the room together for the first time in 3 years, we are also mindful of the fact that this community is a large one and it is growing all the time. In fact, Eurordis now has over 1,000 member organisations and across Europe, across conditions, across disciplines. And, you know, it is not possible, unfortunately, for everybody to travel at this time still. So in the spirit of inclusivity, we are working to ensure that our community can participate tonight in this immersive experience online. So we're very welcome to those of you online who David is looking after very well. We can see. So we are gathered here tonight to honour our colleagues and friends who have been nominated by the members of Eurordis in recognition of their support of persons living with rare diseases. And over the course of this event, we will learn a lot about the, and be inspired, as we always are, by the remarkable awardees, their stories and their achievements. Those of you here in the room and at home will learn just how all-encompassing this community is, with insight into how individuals, how companies and organisations can make a real difference to many who are living with rare diseases. As I said already, since we all met 3 years ago in 2020, the world has undergone a significant change, let's be honest. We've lived through a pandemic, we're still living through it in many ways, and now there is a war in Europe. So much has altered for all of us, and many of you in the room will have felt that personally in your own lives too. Society has learned a lot about the importance of pulling together at a time of crisis, pooling resources and knowledge in order to address a massive unmet need. The public at large has a much greater understanding than before about the importance of innovation in healthcare, from the development of therapies to the delivery of that care. And that's really important. Through the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a greater acknowledgement of what is possible, and this has inspired many. And you know, I never thought I'd see the day when I was walking down the street and I could hear people in front of me talk about a cytokine storm, you know, as they were getting their shopping. People really listened and people really understand research and the need for that over the past couple of years. But we in the rare disease community, we've always understood the importance of, you know, pooling that knowledge and expertise to drive all kinds of innovation. We witness the benefits of collaboration and witness the challenges that prevent growth and moving forward when collaboration is just not there, when it does not exist. We have collaborated initially because we had no other choice, you know, particularly with rare diseases, individually rare, collectively common. We had to work together, and now we just know it's the only way forward is to work together. Since 2020, we have learned the hard way, I suppose, to address many humanitarian crises. We, of course, are working to support the situation in the Ukraine, and now also with the recent situation in Turkey. As a community, we continue with our mission, despite outside challenges. As today and every day across the world, people are being diagnosed with a rare disease, and that is just a fact. They must know that this community is there for them and will persevere to ensure that people living with rare diseases continue to be recognised as a public health priority. That is important here in Europe, but it is also important worldwide. We are encouraged by the fact that rare diseases have featured on the agenda of the EU presidencies, both the French and the Czech presidencies in 2022, which is hugely encouraging to all of us. 21 EU member states are robustly supporting a renewed strategy for rare diseases in Europe, a European action plan on rare diseases. 50 members of the European Parliament have officially called for a European action plan on rare diseases and a new strategy. And rare diseases have also been called for in the Parliament resolution, which is actually a huge step forward for us. The European Committee for Social and Economic Affairs has issued a report calling on a European action for rare diseases as well, so that's a lot of support. But also more broadly and on an international level, the impact of the United Nations adoption of a resolution addressing the challenges of persons living with rare diseases in December 2021 is really leading to a consolidation of efforts for the rare disease community around the world, and that's really evident to many of us who work in this space. This will also feature in the agenda of the high-level week of the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September of 2023. We're also working with the World Health Organization resolution on rare diseases as an equity priority and on the implementation of universal health coverage political declaration. So we are doing really absolutely all that we can in order to drive and maintain our motivation to move things forward for all. I was honoured and humbled to assume the role of President of Eurordis in November 2022 from my dear colleague and friend Turkel Andersen. Turkel led the board of directors of Eurordis with a real immense, what I would call, consideration, a conscientiousness, and a real dignity for over 20 years. And I know that I speak for my colleagues on the board when I say that we will continue that legacy. When Turkel was a very strong leader, in a very quiet and dignified way, he still is a leader in his space. And he steered the ship of Eurordis through calm and often choppier waters than you might imagine. And he did so always with the perspective of the person living with the rare disease front and center. And the perspectives of those people living with rare diseases, the community at large, will continue to direct. And the dedicated team that we have in Eurordis, our staff, our board of directors, the many committees that so many of you contribute to and are on, we will always lead with that perspective as we move forward, with purpose and with shared goals as we adopt and enter into a new period of a new strategy for Eurordis. So as always, I would like to thank our honorary patrons and the Black Pearl Committee members for their dedication to the rare disease cause, as well as the corporate and individual donors and the attendees for all your time and effort in putting all of this, this important and fun event together tonight. Because in addition to bringing together and celebrating our rare disease community, the Black Pearl Awards also raises critical funds to advance the Eurordis key priorities. Through your support, we will be able to continue to break the isolation of people living with a rare disease by facilitating networking and community building, and to empower the leaders within our community through training, through capacity building, to increase the public awareness through initiatives for the Rare Disease Day, which we will all be celebrating next Tuesday. We are delighted to welcome, as you've seen already, our Master of Ceremonies who's back with us this year, and this time with her husband, David, and it's great to have both of them here in the room. I've had the pleasure of sitting with David at a number of these events. It's great to see him up here on stage, making sure that this is truly an immersive experience for those of us in the room and our colleagues who are not able to join with us tonight. So really, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the Board of Directors for your continued support. It's great to see you here. Your energy means an awful lot to us. We have a lot to do. It's an interesting time for us, a lot happening, a lot for us to be across, but working together, I have no doubt that we will achieve our goals. So I wish you a very good evening, and thank you so much for your time and for listening. Thank you.
Thank you to Avril Daly. Now, whether you're here tonight in person or joining the ceremony from around the world online, one of the ways that everyone can participate and show support to the rare disease community is by donating. Again this year, all donations received this evening will go to support the Rare Disease Day Global Campaign, which Eurordis founded in 2008 with national alliances around Europe. But 15 years on, the Rare Disease Day campaign is active in 110 countries and is a major international driver for building awareness and generating positive change for the 300 million people worldwide living with a rare disease. Now, for those in the room, you can find on the table a little tent card right in front of you with a URL and QR code on. And also that's showing on the screens around me. We invite you to take out your phones and visit this page where you'll be able to make a donation. If you'd rather make a donation offline, you'll find at the bottom of the card a pledge section. This card can then be filled out and handed to the Eurordis staff member sitting closest to you. In fact, if you are a Eurordis member of staff, just give us a wave so we know where to go. Put your hand up high in the air. So those are the people, if you want to do this one by one, you don't want to do it online, you just want to do it in the room, do a pledge, find those people, and we will be so happy to receive your donations. For everyone watching online, you can simply click the pink donate button underneath the stream. We'll be sharing more with you about Rare Disease Day throughout the evening, and we thank you in advance for your consideration and for your generosity. So now let's begin with the awards. It would be fantastic to have your attention throughout the awards, just because these people really deserve our thanks. These are people that are doing incredible work in the rare disease area, so let's give them our full attention. As those of you who have already attended past editions of the event all know very well that our amazing public has the power to determine the results of two of the awards, which are the Eurordis Social Media Award and the Photo Awards. They're always amazing, amazing photographs. Public voting will close in exactly 15 minutes, so you've only got a few minutes left. If you haven't already done so, please do vote by voting on the two voting pages on the links that you can see on the screen, or in the chat box for those of you that are attending via the online platform. Cast your votes, you've got a few minutes left. As a reminder, these are the 6 amazing finalists chosen by our judge and worldwide renowned photographer, Marcus Bleasdale. Pictures speak 1,000 words and are an incredible tool to show what it means to live with a rare disease and raise awareness for the community. So thank you to everyone who submitted a photograph into the contest and for sharing these very, very personal and special moments of your lives with us. And now I'd like to take a moment to tell you a bit more about this year's impressive social media finalists. Nicole Facio with Faciolita from Puerto Rico, advocating for Wild syndrome and lymphedema. Jenny Patikan with Chronically Jenny from the UK, supporting Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and hypermobility spectrum disorders. The Tapia family with Embrace Life Emma from the US, advocating for lissencephaly. The work our 3 finalists are doing on social media to raise awareness and bring understanding of rare diseases to a wider audience is truly impressive. We have the pleasure of having Jenny and Nicole here in Brussels with us this evening. Thank you for joining us. Well, yeah. We love you guys. Thank you for all you're doing on social media. See, these are the people. They'll be all over social media tonight. And of course, the Tapia family, they are connecting to us virtually from the US, from Utah, all the way from Utah, yes. We'll find out who the winner of the public vote is later this evening. But in the meantime, join me in congratulating the three finalists for their inspiring contributions. So now let's move on to our first award of the evening, the Eurordis Volunteer Award. I'm delighted to welcome on stage our 2023 Eurordis Volunteer Awardee from Italy, Michela Onali. Congratulations. Now, I've got a few things to say about you, Michela. Over the past 5 years, and following your own diagnosis with GNE myopathy, you've done amazing work on research and drug development for ultra-rare diseases and unmet needs. This award recognises your contributions to making patients central in research, drug development and decision-making processes via your role at the PENREP Working Group, the Drug Information Transparency and Access Task Force, also known as DITA Task Force, and the Rare Diseases Global Open Fair Implementation Network. Moreover, you've done tons. How have you fitted all this in? Moreover, Eurordis wishes to thank you for your engagement in European patient advocacy groups and your work in Metaburn, a European reference network for metabolic diseases. Your path from patient to successful advocate is really inspiring. So I'm thinking that Michela, there will be people wondering tonight that are watching, and maybe in our audience here, and they don't have a scientific background, and they're thinking, how could I manage to initiate and coordinate a research project for an ultra-rare disease?
Well, so I'm a rare disease patient myself, so the moment you are diagnosed with a rare disease, you immediately think, what opportunities do I have? What can I do? You never can think that you can get to even drive research. As a patient advocate, you immediately understand that you are here actually to create opportunities and to give visibility to the opportunities that we have at the moment. It's true, we have a lot to do. Yeah. As a patient, I can say that I managed to do this because there were other rare diseases sharing their experiences. So in the ultra-rare disease space, we need to learn from others to take the right direction. What's important, we always say in research, we need to do something to de-risk science, yes, to give impact to research. And yes, we need to understand that to de-risk science, we need the patient. And it's the only way that we can get to medicines development by making sure the patients are involved as early as possible. So it's very important, and I'm here, and I was able to do this because there were other rare diseases who shared their experiences. So, of course, the opportunities that we have, and I would like to underline this, we have opportunities. My opportunity was education. Education is not enough. Advocacy is a big responsibility, and it needs to go with drive, lots of learnings. Yes. And you need to adapt a lot to anything that can happen, of course, in the rare disease space.
So being flexible, but also you've talked there about standing on the shoulders of giants in a way, those people that open the doors for you.
Exactly.
What is the biggest challenge right now in the ultra-rare disease area?
The biggest challenges are numbers And you may think about numbers, of course, for research development, but in our area, it's advocacy. Because the less patients you have, the less advocates you have. So you, of course, you need to wear many hats. You need to be different people at the same time. You need to overcome any concept of limit and numbers that you can have. And you need to prove that, that there are opportunities, and I need to be grateful to two main European opportunities, I must say. Beyond Eurordis, they are, of course, the European Joint Programme on Rare Diseases that I need to mention. I want to see continuing the RD partnership with much, much more support, because my rare disease could have support because of the EGPRD, and the European reference networks, because they are a precious gem that we have.
Are, yes.
And we need, as patients, to make sure that they continue, we value them, and they are largely supported, because in Europe, that's what we can do, working collaboratively and at European level. So,
Wonderful.
yes.
Michaela and Ali, a big round of applause, please. Congratulations. Thank you. Now, among the many projects that Michaela's been working on over the years, we mentioned the European reference networks, and these come up every single year at our awards ceremony. They are absolutely incredible. They're a fine example of fruitful international collaborations in rare diseases, which leads me to our next award. The recipient of this year's Rare Disease Leadership Award is playing a crucial role towards the integration of ERNs into national health systems, and has shown outstanding dedication to the community by coordinating countless projects at a national, European and international level. He's been working in rare diseases since 2003 as the project manager for the European Integrated Project on Spinocerebellar Ataxias, and has since been the founder and managing director of the first rare disease centre in Germany. Since 2018, he has coordinated the ERN-based Solve-RD EU-funded research project and secured funding for initiatives such as Neuromics. More recently, though, leading positions in One Mutation, One Medicine and the Ataxia Global Initiatives. His focus has increasingly turned to trial readiness and therapy development platforms for patients with rare and ultra-rare diseases. And the recipient of the Eurordis Rare Disease Leadership Award 2023 is Dr. Holm Greisner. Please welcome him to the stage.
Thanks a lot. I'm very honored. I'm very grateful also on behalf of the very many very smart and nice people I collaborate with. I have three special comments to make. So first, my very special thanks goes to my wife, who is a clinical geneticist, and I should say a clinical genomicist, who always grounded me and taught me empathy. Thank you. Second is, it's just not tolerable that there's a large proportion of patients and families which, just due to the rareness of their disease, have worse access to quality care. So, in that sense, and with respect to the European reference networks, we have a unique opportunity to change that. But it's not just an opportunity, it's a duty and an ambition. And thirdly, lastly, we live in exciting times when the, until recently, purely diagnostic discipline, medical genetics, becomes an interventional discipline. And in these times, we can develop therapies for patients with nanorare mutations. So this is really exciting. And I'm extra motivated to contribute to this change, to this development, and doing what I'm honored here with this award, leading. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Holm Greisner. Now let's move on to the Eurordis Scientific Award 2023. This year's awardee has received hundreds of nominations from the hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia HHT community for her incredible dedication for improving the lives of patients living with the condition. I'm talking about Dr. Luisa Maria Botella-Kubels. This award, yes, congratulations. This award recognizes her commitment to the rare disease patient community and her successful work towards the development of 4 drugs for the treatment of HHT and von Hippel-Lindau syndrome. Dr. Botella was among the founding members of the Spanish HHT Patient Association and has been a member of their advisory board since 2005. She's been an active collaborator of the Spanish Federation of Rare Diseases, FEDA, since 2012, and has led the Expert Rare Disease Lab Consortium, CIBA-Rare, and has been a Vascern HHT EPAC since 2016. She's also published over 60 papers on diagnosis, molecular basis, and therapeutic approaches. Join me in welcoming her on stage. Good evening, Dr. Botella, and congratulations on this achievement.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here. And I feel extremely grateful to all of you, to Eurordis, but especially to the patients, because the patients have been this possible. My career, my scientific career, have been for more than 20 years motivated by the care of patients. The patients have been always at the center of my research. And I would say that you patients got this award for me. You were my motor and my motivation. I would like to dedicate this award to my family, personal family, to the patients that are also a family for me of rare diseases. And I must confess that this award is giving me an extra commitment for my work. That is my vocation. There is a lot to do in research. Patients need to be listened. They need a quick diagnosis. They need to understand what they have. And the researchers, I feel, must be able to understand their disease and to explain to them in lay terms, together with the clinicians, of course. And then they need a cure, at least a quick mitigation or stopping the disease in the hope of a future cure. But the first thing is that they get a better quality of life. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to my colleagues, to those who are accompanying me for the HHT Patient Association, and to all the patients of rare disease. I have you on my heart, really. Thank you.
Dr. Botella, congratulations.
Fantastic.
Now, the impact of your work was so clearly visible in the huge support that your nomination received from the patient community. David, would you like to join me on stage? Yes, you're here. And already, as
Hold on,
magic.
hold on just a moment. Go on, ask me again.
Join me on stage and read some of the comments that have come in for Dr. Botella.
Thank you for greeting me. How lovely. Dr. Botella, your award tonight has been hugely hugely approved of. We have, oh, thank you. This is going to help. Go, Louisa. I said, people, isn't it lovely when people start getting really familiar? It's like they just think, I know her.
Those online people.
These are for the online people. Yeah, they're like, hey, she's one of my friends. Dr. Battaglia. I'll call you Dr. Battaglia, but I'm going to read what people say. You have done wonderfully. This is coming from Brazil. Great, Louisa. Lots of applause, emojis and thumbs ups. There are going to be more coming in. Oh, this one here says, thank you for your work and for your contribution. And we also have, away from that, greetings from people online. You online people, thank you so much. Keep them coming in. Oh, for all of you online who are watching on full screen, come off full screen and get on the chat. Because you're probably going, what chat? If you're anything like me, because I'm not very technical, come off full screen, get on the chat. But for those of you who are technical, Lene said, good evening from Rare Diseases Denmark, Vlasta. Good evening from Croatia. Come on, let's do that at the end. We'll do that at the end. We'll applaud them all, okay? At the end. Clarissa, hello from Boston. Mikhail says, good evening from Poland. Lindsay, oh, this is a special message for Avril Daly. Said, hello from Ireland, says Lindsay. Great opening speech from Avril Daly. Okay. Adela, good evening from Prague in the Czech Republic. It's wonderful to be able to join you. And Ruth says the same. Good evening from Germany. It's great to be here online. Elizabeth is saying good evening from Brazil. Simonetta is saying the same from Italy. And Simeon is saying good evening from Bucharest, Romania. So far we've had messages from North America, South America, and Europe. Keep them coming in, and we'll be reading them as we go. We've had lots and lots of greetings and praise to the lovely doctor and to Avril. For all of you in the room, dinner is about, what's happening next? You go, yeah.
We've had some lovely comments. Please keep them coming in, as David says. Now, people here in Brussels must be curious to see who is attending from home and vice versa. So let's take a moment to show some of the lovely photos that have been entered into our gallery so far. This is you. Thank you so much. Let's give everyone a round of applause, whether you are here in the room or you are joining us online. It is so good to have you with us. There are lots and lots of people online and lots of people in the room. This is just wonderful.
Do you know what's lovely is that some of the people online look as smart as some of the people in the room. Isn't that absolutely wonderful? Yeah, okay. Carrie? We'll go there.
Now we're going to take a short break here on stage, but for those of you connecting remotely, I'll leave you in the capable hands of David.
Yes, no dinner for me, no rest for the wicked.
He's got some surprises for you.
Come and chat to you guys who are watching online, because we got some games to play.
Yes, we've also got some lovely music. Enjoy. And we're going to have our main course here in Brussels. See you in a moment. Now, as we know, next Tuesday is Rare Disease Day, and tonight we are gathered here in Brussels and online to celebrate the remarkable efforts of our awardees. As a global community, we have a powerful voice. Together, we can raise awareness, break down the barriers to care, diagnosis, and treatment. We demand equity and inclusion. In this year's Rare Disease Day official video, we're showing the world what the campaign is all about: to shine a beacon of light for all those who need us but are yet to find us. Eurodis is inviting everyone to share their colours by joining the Light Up for Rare movement to form a global chain of light on the 28th of February. Let's learn more about it.
Everyone deserves equitable opportunities and access to healthcare. But for those of us with a rare disease, we are more likely to face misdiagnosis, treatment inequality, and isolation. This Rare Disease Day, light up in solidarity with over 300 million people living with a rare condition.
So now what we'd like to do is invite you all to light up for Rare too, in solidarity with people living with a rare disease. David, if you'd like to join me on stage for this.
I certainly do. Wow, this is great. I spent your dinner time with the online community who are watching this, the online family. Hiya, guys. I'm back with you over here. They were fantastic. We had a great time. Nessun, of course, I'm ready for this unique moment. So now, it's your turn. I'd like all of you to please take out your mobile phones.
Whether you're in the room or online.
Oh, yeah. Whether you're in the room.
Take out your phone.
Unless, of course, you online are watching this on your phone and your phone's out and we don't want you to switch off to do what we're asking you to do next. So you can, I'll tell you what to do if you're watching this on your phone. We want you to take out your phone and we'd like you, in a second, we're going to ask the AV team to dim the lights. And when we do, we'd like you to go to the torch on your phone and light it up. And then what you're going to do, oh, do you want my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you? You not got it? Okay.
I left my phone. I can't believe that. I'm never separated from my phone. Okay, so what we'd like you to do is to take your phone out. We're going to dim the lights and then we want you to imagine you're at a concert and wave your phone and we are going to have this filmed. Okay, so can we dim the lights? Can we turn the lights right down? Okay, wave those phones.
I love this. This looks amazing from up here. I wish I had my phone. I'd film you.
Incredible. Keep going.
Our cameramen are filming these, and we're recording a short video of you doing this. And we'd also like you to take selfies for those people at home who can do a selfie and do a light at the same time somehow.
Yeah, take your selfies, take your films. Those of you who are at home, if you've got both photos and videos, we can use them for the official Rare Disease Day campaign. And if you're at home and you've got the same device that you're using, do the same, do it later. When this is finished, then post the video or photo on your favorite social media with the hashtag Rare Disease Day.
We have had these people in the room waving their phones for a good 5 minutes. Thank you very much. It's
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you put your phones away, can you give yourselves a round of applause? That was magnificent. Hold on a minute. Excuse me. Excuse me. Proper round of applause. You're applauding you.
Now, before you put your phones away, it would be remiss of me if I didn't remind you to consider making a donation, of course, to support Rare Disease Day, seeing as we've just talked about that. Your gift will go directly towards increasing awareness, creating new learning and advocacy resources made accessible free of charge on the Rare Disease Day website, and mobilizing individuals and communities around the world to work towards a better future for people living with a rare disease. So, David, tell us how much we have raised so far this evening.
So far this evening, we've raised, excuse me, can I have a drum roll, please? Drum roll on the table. So far this evening, we've raised 5,000 euros.
Wow.
But there's more to come. I'm sure there is much, much more to come. So keep on contributing, keep on donating. I'll see you later. Online posse, I'll be with you in a moment.
A huge thank you to everyone who's already contributed. A reminder that you can make a donation at any time, now or throughout the ceremony, by visiting the link on the screen, or for those at home, by clicking on the pink donate button underneath the stream. Now let's get back to tonight's awards. The next on our list is the Eurodis Media Award, which recognises the film Red Sandra for its compassionate and moving depiction of a Belgian family experience with their daughter's diagnosis with metachromatic leukodystrophy, MLD, a rare muscular disease, and their battle to find a treatment. Eurodis wishes to celebrate the film's ability to bring the rare disease cause to a wider audience and demonstrate the realities of rare disease diagnosis, with many individuals and families facing geographical and economic obstacles to treatment. The film offers hope, solidarity, and a valuable insight to all those living with or caring for someone with a rare disease. Now let's watch the trailer for the video together.
En wat zijn de 3 woordjes voor vanavond?
Verliefd, prinses en te werk.
Mama, ik veroordeel onze dochter tot de titelroos.
Brikas.
We hebben geen goed nieuws.
Dat is nog maar een jaar.
Ik ben eerst.
Jij fixt alles. Altijd. Het gaat niet bestaan.
We gaan dit toverdrankje vinden.
Sandra Massar, een meisje van 7, lijdt aan een zeldzame ziekte. Er bestaat nogthans een medicijn dat haar zou kunnen helpen, maar dat is vreselijk duur. €45.000 per maand. En zoveel hebben haar ouders niet.
I have great news. We have the money to start the treatment.
I'm sorry, but Sandra does not meet the inclusion criteria to participate in the clinical trial.
Meneer Massar, met alle respect, maar uw verhaal klopt niet. Bij de firma Schadler heeft men mij bevestigd dat het medicijn helemaal niet te koop is.
Dat kan niet. We mogen de hond niet opgeven.
Every new treatment will always be too late. Sandra.
Sandra? Is dat uw stem?
It's a matter of life and death, literally.
Het gaat niet bestaan.
David versus Goliath. Father of a sick child against a big bad pharmaceutical giant. They are already selling Metoxin everywhere. Why should I make an exemption for Belgium?
Geld verdienen op de kap van muziek, kijk, dat is toch gewoon wansmakelijk.
Volgende te redden! En dan met het maar al.
We noemen dat therapeutische hardnekkigheid. Per se willen geloven in een behandeling.
Maar alles is
The power of the media, huh? The power of the media. So the producer of the movie, Red Sandra, congratulations to Mr. Bouckaert. Unfortunately, he's not able to be with us this evening, but he has recorded an acceptance speech for us. Let's look at that now.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of filmmakers Jan Verheijen and Liet Billaert, and on behalf of iBooks Film and TV Drama, we would like to thank Eurodis for according the Media Award to our feature film Red Sandra, or Save Sandra. The family, Massar, and the experience they had with their daughter who had a rare disease was so inspiring to us that we wanted to make a film out of it, to inspire any parent with a child who has a rare disease, but also hopefully to help understand political decision makers, industry, the wider society, to learn about the context in which sometimes these parents are, how desperate they can be if they see no way out. And there's always hope. There's always hope as long as someone believes that science can bring a solution. This is what pushes humanity further. And we hope that our film will contribute to the cause that you are all working for, which we find very valuable. Thank you very much for giving us the award, and we hope that the film will help also your cause. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Bouckaert. Now, economic challenges are unfortunately very common among families facing a new rare disease diagnosis. And our next awardee knows all about that. The recipient of this year's Eurodis Young Patient Advocate Award has advocated relentlessly to ensure access to home therapy reimbursement for people living with primary immunodeficiencies. He's a lawyer by profession, former leader of the Polish Association for Patients with Primary Immunodeficiencies, ImmunoProtect, and a member of the Executive Board of the International Patient Organization for Primary Immunodeficiencies, IPOPI. Since 2017, he's also led the Healthcare Education Institute, a foundation providing care and therapy for people with rare diseases in Europe, educating patient advocacy groups and healthcare professionals. I'm talking about Adrian Gorecki, whose unwavering dedication to the rare disease community has improved the lives of innumerable patients. Over the past 12 months, his commitment was further proved by his commendable work in support of the Ukrainian rare disease community, offering patients both legal and practical assistance. Please welcome Adrian Gorecki. Congratulations on this award for Young Patient Advocate.
Well, thank you for the introduction. I have to say that I was very surprised when I learned that I'm awarded with the Black Pearl Award, with the Young Patient Advocacy Award. I was surprised that somebody still considers me a young person. But then I checked the age criteria and the age limit, and its maximum is 30. Okay, I'm 30. So it's okay, I'm still young. But this is the very last moment when I can get this award, because I am turning 31 at midnight. So, right in time, Eurodis, right in time. So well, and at the midnight perhaps I will become an old patient advocate, yes? So well. But we all agree now that I am young right now. But in fact, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest one. Well, in fact, the second oldest person with X-linked gamma globulinemia that is living in Poland, that survived. I was very lucky to get diagnosed with a primary immunodeficiency when I was 6, and thanks to this I survived, but in fact I should have been diagnosed when I was 6 months old, not years old. And years of recurring severe infections, then irreversible damage to my organism. But I was lucky enough to be diagnosed in time to survive. So as you can see, time is the key when it comes to diagnosis of rare diseases. But as the events of 2022 proved, time is also key when it comes to advocacy activities. 1 year ago, in February 2022, Russia stated an unprovoked and full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And I have to say that I'm really proud of all you here, because I know that many patient organizations responded to the call and helped those patients, helped Ukrainian patients and refugees with rare diseases. So do I. I also responded to the call, and I'm happy that it is somehow rewarded right now, but this was just the right thing to do. And this help wouldn't be possible without support of others. So here I would like to say thank you to some entities. First of all, I would like to thank you to Eurodis. Eurodis for their enormous dedication, great dedication to resolving this issue, to helping Ukrainian refugees with rare diseases. And personally, I would like to thank Michael Wilbur, who was from the very beginning extremely dedicated to the cause. Michael, I remember our late night talks in the very first hours and days of invasion. Like, we had a talk at 11 p.m. So this is remarkable. I also would like to help my own foundation, because we did different things before the war. We were mostly into legal and scientific affairs of rare diseases, but we decided, all the team decided to switch and to go back on all tracks, be a patient advocate on the ground and help those Ukrainian families. And, well, last but not least, I would like to pay a tribute. I would like to pay a tribute to Ukrainian patient advocates, to all Ukrainian patient advocates, especially to the NGO Rare Disease of Ukraine, for Tatiana Kulesha, Oksana Alexandrova, and Tatiana Zamorska, because they are the real heroes of the war. They are the real heroes. Heroes exactly as those who are now, in this very moment, defending Ukraine and defending European values at the front line. So, well, time is running. My youth is running away somehow. So I believe I need to end this speech. So again, thank you very much for the award. It's a great also motivation for me for further activities, also as a lawyer. And, well, enjoy your evening, and of course, Slava Ukraini.
Congratulations to Adrian Goretsky. Now, together with Adrian, there are many individuals who've just been mentioned, in fact, and organisations striving to provide much-needed support to people living with a rare disease in Ukraine. The recipient of this year's Eurodis Members Award is one of them, the country's National Alliance for Rare Diseases, Orphan Diseases of Ukraine. Since the outbreak of the full-scale war in the country, the Alliance has coordinated vital donations of medicine and humanitarian aid. Despite the challenges posed by war, Orphan Diseases of Ukraine continues to work on achieving their strategic priorities for rare diseases within their nation, working closely with the Ministry of Health and international partners, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to the Ukrainian rare disease community. With this award, Eurodis would also like to highlight the Alliance's central role in ensuring the recognition of rare diseases in national policy making since 2014. The introduction of the 2014 Ukrainian law on rare diseases and the work towards the 2021 National Strategy and Action Plan in Ukraine. Representing Orphan Diseases of Ukraine, please join me in welcoming Tatiana Kulesha and Oksana Alexandrova.
Thanks a lot. It's so difficult to speak now, but I try. Thank you. Thank you for your support, and I tell about some later, but I want to tell some words about Ukrainian and about our struggle. Until February 22, I still thought, I'm sorry, it's English, it's not my native language, but I try. I thought that I had in my life war only for my life, only for my son, only for the treatment, only for the patients of rare disease of Ukrainian. Before the 24th of February 22, in the event of Ukrainian, I always said, I am a mother of orphan disease patients. I am the head of orphan disease of Ukrainian. 23rd of February 2022 separate our life before and after. Now I said, I mistake. Today we have two wars. The first war, it is a Russian. It is a war with Russian. The second war, it is a treatment for my son and another patients of Ukrainian. And today I said, I'm Ukrainian. I am mother of rare disease son. I am wife of the brave man who now fight for me and my son and another patients on the Forces Army of Ukrainian. The war destroyed our family, destroyed our hospitals, destroyed our lives. Sometimes we need to take our child and going to the shelter. We don't know, have we for another day sunrise or not? But we stay in Ukraine. We fight with our army. I fight with my husband. And I believe, I know, that we have victory in Ukraine. And today, I want to say it all of you for your support for Ukrainian patients in your country. I want to say thank you, the Forces Army of Ukrainian, because for their fight, we can stand in my country. Today, this award, I want to thank you for my president, Volodymyr Zelensky, because today I have my country. And I believe maybe during 1 year, we have this event in Ukrainian, in Crimea. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, all of you. Thanks a lot. I know Ukrainian will victory, and I want to see all of us in my country, in Ukraine. Слава Україні!
We all need a hanky now. Thank you. That was incredible and heartfelt and touched us. Thank you so, so much. Now, I know that our people online are going to be giving many messages to you guys. And so I'm going to welcome David back onto stage. David, do we have our messages from our online people right now?
We certainly do. I've got my phone, but not my microphone. I'm always carrying the wrong phone. I just want to say, Tatiana and Oksana, who just received the Eurodis Members Award, what you're doing is extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. Every single round of applause that you received here is echoing, I'm sure, at home, and echoing when people who aren't here and who aren't currently watch this later. I just want to say that, well, in the words of some of the comments that we've received, you are heroic, and what you're doing is magnificent, and what you've achieved is extraordinary. So I just want to say that on behalf of the people who are commenting on you from home. Yes.
Oh, say them then. Thank you, thank you.
I got the comments from home here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Also, Yana has said what you said is so moving. Slava Ukraine. And we have comments on some of the earlier ones as well. Yana says, hello from Sweden and congratulations to Luisa Maria from all of us at the European Kavanoma Alliance. Lisa says, congratulations to Holmgresner and to all other award winners. Greetings from Berlin. William says hello from RDM New York. Hello to Michelle and Mariella representing RDM Malta. Birte says, greetings to Holmgressner. The whole research management team in Tübingen, Germany is celebrating your award. Well deserved. And congratulations on the much deserved award, Adrian. And Michelle simply said, Adrian is the best. And finally, Nuria said, it's been very exciting to listen to Luisa Bottiglia, a true talisman from 8HT patients. Congratulations, champion. There's more coming in all the time. I'll come back with it.
Yeah, we need some of these. Look, there's loads.
Oh, but I've read some of these, but there's one that I don't want to. Well, I'll read it.
Go on then.
It says, David Grant, you are a star.
Thanks for that. Thank you very much for that, David. Now, next on the agenda, we have the Eurodis Policy Award. I'm thrilled to announce that the recipient of the Eurodis Policymaker Award 2023 is Dr. Stelios Kimporopoulos for his dedication to creating positive legislative change for people living with a rare disease. This has been achieved through his current work as a member of the European Parliament and as a long-term advocate of the rare disease community and patients at large. Dr. Kimporopoulos, who's living with spinal muscular atrophy himself, is a Greek medical doctor specialised in psychiatry and a politician who was elected to the European Parliament in 2019. In his role as an MEP, Dr. Kimporopoulos has been actively engaged in discussions to introduce a unified and ambitious strategy for rare diseases across Europe. He's played an instrumental role in ensuring the inclusion of people living with a rare disease in the resolution on a common European action on care in 2022, and has been a strong supporter of the importance of newborn screening in relation to rare diseases. Most recently, Dr. Kimporopoulos has also advocated for the rare disease community affected by the invasion in Ukraine. He's also a co-chair of the network of parliamentary advocates for rare diseases, which further highlights his unwavering dedication to the community. Please give a warm congratulations to Mr. Dr. Kimporopoulos.
Even I know that I'm going to be awarded, I am very anxious to be here. And first of all, I would like to thank Eurodis. My mother, from the moment that I was born, she always believing that, I'm Black Pearl. So thank you very much, Eurodis, and all of you, that proving here that she's right. And until the moment she met other little black pearls, she tried to go around with other people and to meet other parents and to create the powers that she wanted in order to understand what rare disease is. And all through my history and all through my life, starting from a very, very little boy and being here in Parliament, trying to be a policy maker, the right policy maker, with trying to have a holistic approach to understand the people and all the persons who are rare disease patients, to have not only the right treatment with the upcoming revision of pharmaceutical strategy, but to have also a framework in order to be protected and to be in a well-being environment with a strategy of disabled persons or European care strategy are some files that I was involved because I want to see all the people to have the life that they want. And I think that with the people that we have a rare disease, we share the same bond, the bond of concerns, the bonds of the future unknown. And today I'm here not as a policymaker, nor as a medical doctor, not even as a disabled person. I'm a person who shares the same fears with my siblings, with these brothers and sisters that are trying to find their future. So I would like to dedicate my award to those people, to people that want to find their treatment, that they want to live their life as they want, but also I dedicate my award to the social perspective of these people, because beyond patients, we are people. We are living people that we want to live with our dreams, our visions, and our will to have the life that we want. Because I had the opportunity to have a lovely parents, but what happened when other people don't have the same opportunity? For those people we need to find, and for the upcoming Black Pearl Awards, we need to see more disease patients in this room. So thank you very much a lot, and I'm very glad, I'm very happy to be dedicated on this fight to find solutions on rare diseases. Thank you very much.
Dr. Kim Perry-Pullos, congratulations. Next up, we have the Eurordis Company Award for Health Technology, which recognises the companies developing technologies that have a significant positive impact on the daily lives of people living with a rare disease. This year, Eurordis is awarding Mendelian for its clinician-led approach to deploy a technology that detects rare and hard-to-diagnose diseases within primary care settings. By informing doctors about appropriate care pathways and providing disease-specific insights, Mendelian's digital tool contributes to advancing rare disease knowledge and awareness whilst reducing barriers to timely diagnosis. As the digital transformation of healthcare systems keeps evolving, Mendelian's solution is testament to the potential of new technologies to bring more patients to medical attention faster. Join me in congratulating Mendelian's Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Peter Fish. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Tonight's really quick round of thank yous to the Mendelian team. Thank you for all the hard work and dedication that's got us to where we are, to the founders and the previous CEO, Rudy. I think a few of you may know him. To our supporters, our clients and our investors for keeping the lights on at Mendelian HQ. To the patients, of course, the diagnosed, the undiagnosed, and the patients that we work with mostly, unsuspected patients, patients who don't even know they may have a disease. I'm hoping that, Adrian, your example is a great one, that at the age of 6 months we can start detecting these patients. And most of all, I'd actually like to say thank you very much to everyone and congratulations to those that we're sharing the stage with. It's really an honor and a privilege to be amongst people who are really doing their utmost to change the world of rare diseases. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you our second performer of the evening. Gilly Portal is an amazing indie pop singer-songwriter based in the UK. Since childhood, music has been an integral part of her life. when diagnosed with a rare disease called Still's disease in 2016, music became a place of solace. Gilly was able to produce the radical changes to everyday life through songwriting, which led to the release of her debut album, Stills, in 2019. The album combines acoustic and electronic musical elements with emotive lyrics, enchanting but in some instances haunting melodies to encapsulate her thoughts and feelings during this process. It poses questions about the meaning of hope and life in relation to having a near-death experience and explores her newfound hope in living life to the full. Please note that we will now dim the lights for the performance and switch them back on right after. Thank you.
I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the that day the sun became black, covered with scars. I was alone in a white room. No one could grab my hand. I was alone in the forest. That day, the sun became black, stealing my name. Falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the that day the sun became black, stealing my name. I didn't know me at all. I didn't want to see. Let me go, let me out of it. That day, the sun became black, stealing my name. Falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down, 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 down. I was falling down the forest and I was falling down the forest and falling down the I was falling down, 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 down the forest and falling down the I was falling down, 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 down. I was falling down, 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 down. became black, covered with scars. I was alone in a white room. No one could grab my hand. I was alone in the forest. That day, the sun became black, stealing my name. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Gilly. So, could you tell us a little bit more about what these songs mean to you? Because it's a recent diagnosis, right? 2016, did we say?
Yeah, indeed. So, yeah, first of all, it's such an honor to be here tonight. I'm super excited, and it's such a closure for me to be here and to share my music. So, yeah, like music has been always the best way for me to transform difficulties into creativity. Just like the process of alchemy, it's just like turning these hard moments into songs. And those songs became a reminder for me to live life full of presence and just to be aware that it's so short. And after the near-death experience, I've just realized that life is so short and that nothing is certain. And it made me really appreciate the little moments in life. And the doctor said I will be disabled for the rest of my life and that I won't be able to pursue a music career. And
you said, just watch me.
Exactly. And actually, yeah, during that really incredibly challenging process, I've wrote these songs, and it gave me so much meaning and so much power to go through all that. And that's why I'm so excited to be here tonight and really moved to stand here and to share with you my music. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gilly Portal. Thank you so much for being with us this evening and giving voice to people just like you. Thank you. Thank you. And I think, David, are you around? Do we have anything for our online people this evening?
We certainly do, and I certainly am. I just want to say, Gilly, that was incredible.
David and I present a radio show on BBC Radio London, and I'm hoping in the next few days, seeing as it's Rare Disease Day on Tuesday, we're going to be able to get Gilly on the show at some point, yeah?
Absolutely. It's the most listened to of the BBC sort of local radio stations, and as is, I think, the second most listened to show. But if we get Gilly on regularly enough, it'll be the most listened to. So yes, people have been getting in touch. Actually, it's lovely. This works quite slowly. It's like about 5 minutes after stuff happens, people go bam, bam, bam. And I wanted to say, apparently there are loads and loads of Ukrainian flags and hearts shared on the chat, showing support to the orphan diseases of Ukraine. And Ruth said it was an honor to listen to Dr. Stelios at the conference on orphan drugs in Brussels at Rare Disease Week. We really hope to get German MEPs to join the parliamentary advocates for rare diseases. And that's what I've got so far. Just one saying, fantastic about Gilly. Thank you.
They're starting to come in.
They are, and they will keep coming in.
Thank you, bravo. Thank you to Gilly Portal as well. Now, before we move on to our next award, a reminder that you can help advance the critical work of achieving equity and inclusion for people living with a rare disease by making a donation in support of the Rare Disease Day Global Campaign. So far tonight, we have raised...
Drum roll, please. €8,000.
Yes! Amazing. That is
It's
brilliant.
great.
Thank you for everyone online. Thank you to everyone in the room for your donations. We are incredibly grateful to you and those here and around the world who've expressed your support for rare disease community through your generosity. Now we're on to one of the most awaited moments of the evening. Are we going to get rid of all of Gilly Portal's gear here? Or are we just going to leave it there for the rest of the evening? Do you want to come and remove it? I don't mind you removing it while I'm chatting. That's absolutely fine. If you want to do that. You can do a song. No, we're fine, actually. Thanks, David. Yes, so now on to one of the most awaited moments of the evening, the announcement of the recipient of the Eurodis Lifetime Achievement Award 2023, which is the only award, apart from the two that are open to the public vote, that has not been announced yet to the public. This year's recipient is a long-standing pioneer and leader in the rare disease community and Eurodis. I'd like you all, both here in Brussels and at home, to try and guess who you think it might be. I already feel like you kind of know this, but maybe it's not obvious. He's a person living with haemophilia and a broad experience in disability and health issues. He first became involved in the rare disease field back in 1983 when he joined a Nordic project on the mapping of problems related to rare diseases. He was a real pioneer on rare diseases in Europe long before the creation of Eurodis, and as the National Organization of Rare Disorders in the US was just being created. He served as president of the Danish Haemophilia Society from 1985 to 2017. During that time, he was also a prominent AIDS advocate. He was one of the founders of the Danish Alliance of Rare Disorders in 1986 and worked as the first executive director for the Centre for Rare Diseases and Disabilities of the Ministry of Social Affairs in Denmark from 1990 to 2001, a unique centre of its kind at that time. From 1992 to 2002, he served on the executive board of the World Federation of Haemophilia, and from 1993 to 1999, he was chairman of the European Haemophilia Consortium. This man has been busy. In his professional capacity, he worked with the Danish National Council for Volunteering until October 2018, promoting volunteer work across all areas of society. It should be coming clearer who this recipient is by now. Any guesses? Yeah, you know? Yeah, you kind of know, don't you? Okay, our last clue, if you haven't already guessed it, is going to make it quite easy now. In addition to all the roles I just mentioned, the award recipient has also been a member of the Eurodis Board of Directors since 1997, when the organisation was founded, and served as the president of Eurodis from 2003 until last year. I can see that most of you know who this is now. The recipient of the Eurodis Lifetime Achievement 2023 is Mr. Turkel Andersen. Now, for health reasons, Turkel has been unable to travel to Brussels to receive this award in person, sadly. However, he's provided a very touching acceptance speech. We can watch it now together.
It is with great humility and some embarrassment that I receive the Lifetime Award from the Board of Directors of Eurodis, and not least that I listen to the accompanying words. Thank you so much. There is some truth to it, lifetime. I am serving a lifetime sentence. The lifetime sentence of my disease, haemophilia, which has certainly brought some restrictions to my life. And it's a sentence without parole. Some of you may remember the film, The Shawshank Redemption, featuring, among others, Morgan Freeman. You may also remember that in that film, the ultimate perk is to do time working at the prison library, offering new perspectives, windows, entertainment, but also hope. I hope that those working in the library are able also, to some extent, to share with their fellow inmates. If you allow me to keep that metaphor, when I started working with rare diseases some 40 years ago in a Nordic project, it was actually difficult to find in any corner of that library of rare diseases even the word. Rare diseases had not even been coined as a concept at that point, perhaps used by some geneticists, some pediatricians, but not widely accepted. Over the last many years, we have worked to make that word something that is recognizable and where you actually can see a public health challenge. And a word where people living with a rare disease can reflect themselves, tell their stories, share their experience. And it has been my privilege, being one of those building that library, that we now have a series of stories, a series of presentations and knowledge brought together by people who have had that challenge in their lives. Now to have a library spanning from the first letter of the alphabet to the last, and each containing so many stories about rare diseases, about living with a rare disease. It's to those that I would like to dedicate this award, thanking on that way the many people from other stakeholders, researchers, politicians, people representing companies, who have contributed to making rare diseases what it is today, an important issue, a priority of public health development, something where we can see hope on the horizon. Thank you.
Mr. Turkel Andersen, Lifetime Achievement Award. We salute you. Now we're ready to announce our next award, the Company Award for Patient Engagement. And for this, I'd like to invite the founder and executive director of DEBRA Austria to join me on stage to introduce you to our 2023 awardee. Please welcome Dr. Rainer Riedl.
So this is about an achievement, an outstanding success. As you probably know, for about 94% of all rare diseases, there's no drug, there's no therapy. And here is the good news for people who live with epidermolysis bullosa, a severe skin disorder. The first drug, a gel, which makes wounds heal much faster and give people with EB a quality of life, was approved lately. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be part of this high-profile ceremony. 5 years ago, I had the honor to hand over the Scientific Black Pearl Award. 3 years ago, we ourselves received a Black Pearl Award for holistic care. And tonight, it fills me with great joy to be able to hand over one of these very special awards again. The Eurodis Company Award for Patient Engagement recognizes Amryt Pharma's commitment to serving and empowering rare disease patients through meaningful collaboration. Eurodis commends in particular the company's patient-focused approach to designing and conducting a trial that ultimately led 2022 to the approval in Europe and the UK of the first and only treatment for severe forms of epidermolysis bullosa. By listening to the needs and daily experience of young patients and establishing constructive relationships with the EB community to identify challenges of care, Amryt Pharma brings attention to the value of patient perspectives in helping to shape a trial protocol that makes all the difference. Whilst Amryt Pharma's diligent engagement has enabled patients to be part of the solution, it has also paved the way for longer-term collaboration that will support further research into potentially life-changing new therapies. My heartfelt congratulations to Amryt Pharma and all its great and dedicated people that made this success come true. Thank you.
Please welcome from Amryt, Ken O'Reilly, Global Head, Patient Advocacy and Government Affairs.
Thank you. Epidermolysis bullosa is a truly horrific rare disease that has a devastating and profound impact on children and on adults. It's sometimes referred to as the worst disease you've never heard of. And the treatment of EB wounds has been described as medieval, with frequent painful bandage changes and significant high-dose pain relief, pain control being the mainstay of treatment. Patient engagement, for which we have very humbly won this award, is built on trust. And we are indebted to the many patients and families who agreed to take a leap of faith and to put their trust into Amryt to allow a new medicine to be included in their distressing and painful wound care management as part of our trial. We would like to thank every EB family, every parent, and every child who made the commitment to try something new and to trust in the clinical trial process. It's up to us here in this room, as a community, as a collective, to work together to ensure that every person with a rare disease has access to treatment and that no rare disease patient is left behind. And I think that's why we're here tonight. This award, this stunning award, is a recognition of this patient commitment combined with the efforts of this wonderful Amryt team on 3 tables down here in the corner. We would like to thank we would like to thank Dr. Rainer Redl, the EB patient community, the Global DEBRA organization, DEBRA is the representative patient organization for EB, and Eurordis for this Black Pearl Award. We're very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken O'Reilly, and also Dr. Riedel. Now on to our third and last Eurordis Company Award, the one for innovation, which recognises companies undertaking groundbreaking activities to advance rare disease research and medicines development. The recipient of the 2023 award is a company with a 25-year legacy in discovering and delivering novel therapies that address the underlying genetic cause of a disease. I'm talking about PTC Therapeutics. Through cutting-edge technology and meaningful collaboration across the rare disease community, PTC Therapeutics has brought transformative treatments to patients living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy. More recently, PTC Therapeutics pioneered the first and only approved disease-modifying treatment for AADC deficiency in Europe and first marketed gene therapy directly infused into the brain. Eurordis commends this breakthrough, as well as the company's continued research commitment to disease areas with barely any existing treatment options available. Please join me in congratulating the PTC and joining on the stage the Senior Vice President and General Manager of EMEA, Jesse Seberian.
I feel a little bit like Lionel Messi back in Qatar a few months ago with this award, so thank you very much for that. As I come from industry, you're probably expecting this to be very boring and very long. I'll try to live partially up to your expectations. So first, thank you, Eurordis, for this honorable award. For 25 years, PTC has been dedicated to tackling rare diseases through research, development, and access to innovative therapies that have changed the lives for patients and their families. In this time, we've always strived to accompany patients through the full journey and give them and their families more moments together. We're proud of what we've achieved and the impact we've made, but we're committed to doing more. It's a great honor for us at PTC to be recognized for our contribution and commitment to the rare disease community. It continues to be a driving force in serving our patients, the ones that we currently have, the ones that are still waiting to be treated, and the ones who have yet to be diagnosed because we haven't yet trained people in the field to recognize these rare diseases. So on behalf of my colleagues at PTC, Sheehan, Nermina, Davor, and Thomas, I think many of you know who these people are. As they say in Belgium, I'd like to say dankjewel, merci, shukran, slava Ukraine, and thank you very much.
Wonderful thank yous there. Now let's move on to, as time is flying by, we only have 2 awards left, the Photo and Social Media Awards. I hope you all had a chance to submit your votes earlier when we just had a little time left. Let's start with our Photo Awards. These are fantastic photographs, the announcements, here we go. In 3rd place, winning a Bose Bluetooth speaker is, let's see it on the screen, Rare Beauty. Beautiful, that's our 3rd place. In 2nd place and winning a Fitbit Versa 3 is We Count the Years in Children Recovered. And now I can reveal that the winning photograph, winning a GoPro Hero 10 Black is, oh, I love it, drum roll, Raising Rare. What an amazing, amazing photograph. Congratulations to all this year's 3 winners. There were so many moving images from those who submitted photographs this year, so thank you for sharing such deep and personal moments with us. We're on to our last award, I can't believe this. Now, among our 3 amazing finalists, shown again on the screen, for the Eurordis Social Media Award 2023, the public has chosen Nicole Facio. Congratulations. As Nicole comes up, Nicole, it hasn't yet got the plate on the front because we didn't know how the public would vote, but we will get that put on. Do come along. Now, you're the social media queen, so you've definitely got a speech to make.
Well,
Hi, everyone. I really didn't expect to win this, as it was public vote and the voting closed today. So I was not as prepared as many of the other people, but thank you, Eurodis, for this opportunity and for making me feel like I won an Oscar. But thank you. I am so grateful for having an organization like this one that gives us the opportunity of people like rare diseases to have a voice and visibilizing what our struggles are. And a lot of people in this room might understand how important it is for people like me and the other nominees that also do amazing work to be heard and feel like we matter. I felt like I was alone in most of my struggles, most of my life. And in fact, the lymphedema community, the one I belong and the condition I have, the common topics on it are shame, denial, and isolation. But before I speak about that, a little bit about me. My name is Nicole Facio, and my social media persona is Faciolita. And I was born with a rare genetic disorder called Wild syndrome that causes lymphatic malformations in my whole body, and therefore chronic swelling in most of my body. And for that is what is called lymphedema, the reason I'm wearing a compression garment in my left arm and also in my legs. I was diagnosed when I was 9 months old, and I had the fortune of knowledge to how to treat my condition in my early life because of my wonderful parents that moved mountains to find solutions back then. And I took it for granted for majority of my life, and until I started facing the challenges in my adulthood. And I understand and I understood that feeling of isolation and frustration I had heard so many people express so many years was true. Interestingly enough, when I was growing up, I remember a phrase my parents used to tell me that really stuck to me, and I remember now. There was so much negativity surrounding this condition, Nicole, and we don't want you to feel that way about lymphedema. And they were right, and that still stands right. I consider myself one of the lucky ones because even in the darkest moments, the universe connected me with the pathways that gave me help and answers. With time, maturity, perspective, and a little bit of an existential crisis, I couldn't bear looking at other people like me suffering and experience challenges that I understood were not really challenges, but creative opportunities. I had the ability to create change, and I understood that this was my calling. And if I can do one thing to help one person, I would do it, because nobody deserves to be subjected to a lifetime of suffering because of living with lymphedema. And for that reason, I am grateful to be born in a time that has social media as a tool, because it's readily available to us and it creates a communication channel. And it has created a community, connection, and power for us lymphedema patients. So with the information I had collected, I knew that I was not going to subscribe to that negativity. And with a positive disposition, the love of fashion that once shame and pride almost takes away, I redefined myself with lymphedema and set myself in a mission to redefine lymphedema for the sake of others. I am passionate of changing the narrative of the condition because, after all, I am not alone. My challenges are not unusual. And after thousands of posts, millions of views, a couple dozen podcast episodes, I can confidently say that we have created a community that is stronger than ever, better informed due to the power of patience, and feel less alone. Last but certainly not least, I have to thank all the people that have supported me in this journey, my friends, my family, my boyfriend, and all the lymphies, that's the name that we call our lymphedema patients, clever, right? I have met around the world because I have certainly not been alone. Thank you.
Congratulations to Nicole Facio. And this almost concludes our 2023 awards. While listening to all the amazing achievements of this year's awardees, I'm positive that many of you probably thought of other stars of the community that would be worthy of such recognition. So this year, for the first time ever, we've decided to open the nominations for next year's awards already tonight, so that you don't have to wait until May to submit your ideas. So if you've been thinking, why didn't they get nominated? Tonight is the night you can get voting on that, get nominating. Here we go. Oh, it's up on the screens there. Nominations for the next Eurodis Black Pearl Awards are already open. You can see the link on the nominations page on the screen if you're watching us online, or in the chat for those connecting online. You'll also receive an email tomorrow included in it, and we're really looking forward to receiving all your nominations. Now, tonight would not have been able to happen if we didn't have our incredible sponsors. So we're going to show those guys on the screen there. We've got Janssen, we've got Roche. In our gold level, titanium level, we've got CSL Behring. We've got I can't read it from here, Psychokinetics. We've got Horizon. We've got Alexion. We've got, I'm going to take this other mic. Mic, please. Yes, thank you. We've got Alnilam, we've got Amylix, we've got Foundation Bertarelli, we've got Biogen, Chessie, Klingen, Moderna, Orfanalan, Ovid, PTC, we've got Recordati, Rare Diseases, Sobi, and Vertex. Thank you very much to all of you guys. Of course, we also want to thank our special honorary patrons. Thank you for being with us this evening. Thank you for joining us. Here they are on screen, our honorary patrons. Thank you so much for everything that you do for Eurodis and the rare disease community.
Now, before we go, I just want to read just a couple of messages for Turkel Anderson, because so many people were moved by his appearance and by his speech and by his words. Tem said, "Congratulations, dear Turkel, well deserved." Rebecca said, "Well done, Turkel. Thank you for being a role model for advocates for many, many years. Stay strong." And one came in saying, "Congratulations and heartfelt thanks to Turkel Anderson from the Danish Haemophilia Society. So well deserved, Turkel. Congratulations." And finally, many congratulations to Turkel from Lene, John, Karen, and many more. Hearts are shared, balloons, stars, any emoji that can be used to celebrate. And also, I told this to the people online, and I just want to remind you, the conference this year is on the 25th to the 27th of May in Stockholm, and you can apply to participate, to be there. Go on the 30th of March. Go onto the Eurodis website and be there or miss it.
That completes the Eurodis Black Pearl Awards 2023. Thank you very much for joining us online. We'll say goodbye to you guys now.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you for all our awardees. Thank you to Eurodis. We are now going to have some fantastic desserts that I think are going to be served just outside the doors, as they usually are on these evenings, and we'll have plenty of time to chat. Thank you very much. Good night.